But for my husband, you know the way every sister will say, I feel inner peace. I feel this one. I feel I feel that one I know. But I think one of the difficult prayer that my mom taught me to pray is if it's not the will of God, it should not pass a particular level. I know because I was already living a 4 years relationship already. Come on.
4 years
So what's the point of
relationship.
starting another bachelor's degree again with another man? So there's no
Bachelor's degree. Truly is a bachelor.
so there's no point just move on to the next phase and
Mm.
let's kick it and so I felt peace and I prayed about it. My mom will prays dangerous prayer like if this person is not going to bring you peace, let God take away the peace of the person.
Lagaba.
And
Ah.
so prayers like that were prayed underneath with fear
Makaba.
because you'd be like, sometimes you're like, God, if you want me to drink this water, if you don't want me to drink this water, let this water fall down. Then maybe fine. Now say, it's falling down.
I don't want.
You're assisting God and everything
Mm.
instead of you to like give him the total control and everything. I know. So I think I prayed terrible prayers. And every time I keep passing that phase, okay, it's like this one we can tick. Then I'll pray another type of terrible prayer. This one we can tick. Then when I started ticking, can he meet my mentors? Can I talk about him to people?
Can he meet your
Can
mentors?
yes. Is it talking about me to his mentors? Is it talking about me to people that that can hold him accountable? Okay, we're moving to that level. Okay, yes, I think I can. We can go home. Yes. Then I showed my parent. He showed his parent. I'm like, okay, because you've been in a relationship before. If like show your parent, that doesn't mean that the marriage will work out and everything and all. Then okay, we were ticking. We started talking about marriage. We kept praying. If this is not the will of God, let this thing scatter now, because we can't do all of this and now start another. You get and all. So I think it's just levels of prayers that we've prayed and God has answered. Then the moral part of it, we started working towards it and ticking all the boxes and everything. Yes. Then the peace that comes with it, the I don't want to like say sound like too social about compatibility and everything, but those things are very very quite important and everything. No, no, yes.
Wow, wow. Let's celebrate, Mama. You said some things that is like you are echoing what we've always said here. Yes. One of the things that you said is the mentors. And my husband will always say, don't marry anyone that does not have address. Don't marry someone that you cannot. There's nobody he fears. There's nobody she fears. And the people that can call them to order. This same thing when it came to me and it was looking like we were going to that okay, I was getting sure that okay, it was going to be my man. One of the first thing I asked him, I said, who's your spiritual father? He said he gave me a name. I said, where is he? He said Akure. Oh, okay. Akure is good. Akure is good. But so if something happens now, you will not travel to Akure. He said, no, I have another person here. I collected both numbers. In fact, we visited both of them so that I will be sure that okay, this person has address. And he did the same thing for me. And can you hear it from her? We've always said it here. It is important. So if you're married and you don't have people you're accountable to, you and your partner, please prayerfully choose. It is important. I believe those people are still in your life.
Yes, yes, yes.
So it's important.
They are still in their lives. Some people to get married, they become boss. Because you are married and married. Even the mentor you are married, they will not even mentor their mentor. And that's consistency. And please, before my wife continue, consistency is key. Somebody who has mentored them, they still have relationship. Being faithful to that relationship. And because these are the people you can be accountable to, so that I can check your marriage and say, how are you doing? But I've seen the generation that they just want to fence people out of their lives. They fence people out of their lives. They keep picking faces. Like when they get to this face, they change their friends. That's the job. Oh, okay. Are you still in this generation? Okay. And I'm speaking from my experience, so that some people can know this. they will just and so new friends, new place, new friends. I can tell you that we have some people here that have been our friends for years. One of our pastors just walked in. Pastor, do you let me? God bless you, sir.
You're welcome, sir.
We've known each other since 20, sir, 2002, 2003, and this is 2024. How many years now?
22 years ago.
And we are still good friends till today. And I can mention other people here, but I've seen a generation that they'll keep changing pastors. Please, if you're meeting a guy, say, that one used to be my pastor. This is my new pastor. This is the latest. The one that I said used to be his pastor. I can give you 2, 3 people that have been his mentor and his pastor. You know you're a gunner.
And it's not as if redeem is transferring him or her.
Even if redeem keeps transferring, there are people that are being your pastor. Is that not it? Even though you are being transferred. My pastor, they transfer from my pastor redeem, don't. We're still with them this week now. This some days back. I've left him. How many years ago? We're still together like some days back. So please, mentor is key in any relationship. You can continue.
All right. You also said something that you didn't want to go into marriage blindly, and you had to confirmation from 2, 3 other people. Marriage is not a journey we can run alone. Marriage is not a journey you can. It's like no wonder I know that I've always loved you. I know that. So it's like I'm now knowing where you are my sister. You know, before I got married to my husband, I had to when it was like, okay, God was talking to me that I was going to be my husband, I was getting confirmation from God. I had to start talking to people as in, God, okay, let me get confirmation from other people too. So that this journey is not a one-man journey. And my husband will say, if this one that we are entering, if you know that if you want to fail, it's not only you that you are failing.
We that will fail will be many.
And we will not fail.
I will not fail. Because so many people be holding your hands in prayer and say this thing, just like you mentioned about our mom, keep praying. She was praying. So a lot of people were holding her hands. It's not that you have made your choice, it's your choice. A lot of people were holding, and she said 2, 3 people confirming it. I've seen a generation that when they're in relationship, they hide it. People hide relationship. I have seen somebody that live with me that hid this relationship from me. 2. One, I didn't even know the wife until the wedding day.
No, you saw her the night before.
No, I didn't.
Yes, it's
the
true.
night before, I couldn't.
Yes,
Not so many.
yes.
The night before their wedding. This one that live with me. The night before
And you know,
the wedding.
there's always boys always do makeup, heavy makeup on their wedding day.
So you can't recognize them. So the night before the wedding, I went to pick them, but I picked a number of sisters. So I picked them and I've dropped them. So my friend now met me outside again. I said, did I even introduce the woman to you? I said, no. I said, there is no need again. Because I couldn't recognize her because they were about, we have all this, your bridal train. So they were all together that night. So I said, that was the night before their wedding. I did not know. It was after some years that she came back.
After some years.
And said, this is my wife. So the other one, it was we finished our wedding today. I think a month to our wedding.
It was the same. It was the same month, though.
The same month of our wedding.
Yes, it was like 2 weeks after our wedding.
We lived together, so people can hide. So please, it is not, and I pray you will not have issues. Don't hide your relationship. Why? Just like you said, confirm from people. What do you say? Pray. This is the person. What do you know? Is that not it? What do you know about him? What do you know? So let people know who you are hooked up to. Some say don't hook up. Whoever you are hooked up to, and very important. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ma. Okay, to the next question now. I know you were friends before you started the relationship. Okay, so while you were cutting. Okay, let me do this one. Okay, while you were cutting, I know you've been friends, so that means you've been close.
Yes.
You've been close, and you live on camp. The Oyewumi is they said they used to see themselves once a month. So it was kind of, they just put some protective measures so that they would not fall into the sin of fornication,
Yes.
because they saw, they used to see once a month. But your own, you were like, almost every time you see each other, you go to the same church. So, and we're talking about feelings there. So how did you, what were the things you were doing to make sure you didn't fall into the sin of fornication?
Um, that's very, very difficult, to be very honest, because you're dealing with youths that have feelings and
Right.
emotions and everything and all. We're mostly with people. We're mostly with people. In his office, he has about minimum at least four other guys that are in the office. We'll drive to, okay, maybe when we drive to go and buy food or pick food and all. Then church, drive to church together. He was staying in the office. He was literally living in his office, and he was not living alone. So he had people that was in his office and all. Okay, yes, I think yes, he moved to an apartment before we got married. That was in estate 10. But we're always seeing each other. The thing is, when people say, when older people say, don't go to a man's, it's actually true to a very, very large extent, but they will say to yourself, be true. When they say go with somebody, it's very, very good, and don't go past 6 p.m. And I used to say that whether you go past 6 p.m. or you go very early in the morning, if you want whatever to happen, it will still
happen.
if you like go with somebody, you can as well tell the person a lie or something and everything and all, but to yourself be true. We're very honest. I've had times that um we've been together chilling. In fact, most times when I visit, it's always on his laptop. So I'm just there, maybe eating, watching movie, we gist and everything and all. So it's mostly working. But times that we are just being us as lovers in that phase, and gisting, playing, talking about our day and everything. There are times I'm like, I have to go now. And you say, why
I
now? When I
have
get
to go
home,
now.
when I get home, I will explain to you why I
Go now.
have to, why I have to go. So I think that part has happened before that I said I had to go now. I was like, what now? Is it because I was working? I'm like, it's not about you.
Mm.
You know the way they say it's not you, it's me. And then it's not you, it's me. But I have to go. I have to go. But I really blah blah blah. This and that. Okay, let me quickly finish. I said, yeah, Otilofa. Maybe this gonna come for me. I know. By the time I got over, I explained everything. I was like, oh, I feel. And when a lady is close to her period or after her period, you know how excited your body can be and
Right,
everything. Let me use that. Some men are looking like what she said. The women can understand, right? Yeah.
Don't mind them, they understand.
Yeah, this is-
This love and
this love and
marriage,
marriage
they
people,
understand.
So how excited your body can be and everything, and yeah, every other time we might just about it, laugh about it, be outside. We went out very well and everything, going to the movies, church concerts, John Drew concerts, and every other thing that can keep you out. Conversations, just be honest with yourself. You cannot say because he's a man of God or something, you now be saying, oh, my body doubts not one net dowdy now. Like, you have to be as honest as possible. Babe, I am on and I need to go now. Or I cannot see you now. Or just be as honest as possible. And because that's why in relationship, communication is very, very important. You don't expect that person to read your body language when you still have to talk, especially with men. If you like doing blinking eyes 1 million
you have
times,
to talk to us. So.
they don't get the message. They don't get the message until you see it. Yes,
Spell it
until
out.
until you spell it out and everything. I know. Yes, that's it.
Wow.
That celebrates our mama for us.
There was this question that I wanted to ask, but you kind of answered in this last question. But
My husband is a very, very goal-driven person. Me, I'm like, let's live every day as it comes. And that is how. Maybe because I'm the last born, and I've always lived my life, with people doing things for me. My parents, I'm like, if I need anything, my daddy. If I need anything, my daddy, my mommy, my siblings. Because I'm the last born. In fact, they were not even planning for me, so I came like 6 years after. So they've already done family portraits in the house before I came. Before I came. So I was not even in their plan. So everything I needed as a child, they gave it to me. So I was having that mentality with marriage. I'm like, My husband was like, we need to plan. My husband is there are so many things he really wanted to do before we got married, like build a house, get a car, get a better car. I'm like,
Do we need? Do we need?
do we need that much? And all? They're like, yeah, I'm okay. Oh. My husband like, you need to get a better job. I'm like, this is serious. So that's what they do for you. Because I can be very comfortable. Before I can be very comfortable with 50,000 naira in my account. Extremely comfortable. I'm like, once I eat, my own is food. Once I once I eat, and there's money for maybe any other minor things. But my husband is like, no, how can you make 1 million in a month? Think. I'm like, okay, I did too much. They're like, we need to build an house. We need to have a. If you want to marry, you must have a house. You cannot stay in a 2 bedroom or in a for some people actually, it was staying in a rented place. That was where he started writing, all these big dreams and everything. And I saw it one day. I'm like, yeah. When are we going to achieve all of this? And he was like, I will achieve it. You just work with me. I'm like, are you for real? I'm okay. Oh. Don't take my chat, yeah, I'm okay. You get like, you get my husband. He was talking about, all the big dreams, getting an apartment, building his own house. That was one of his major dreams and everything. And he went all out to make sure that he did that. That by the time we were getting married, we got married into our own house. I'm like, he saved for cars, saved for projects, saved for how much was I doing? I was not even really earning that much. My mom was just be Mom would just be a baby girl. Mom would just be sitting there in front of the car and everybody know that I am. I'm like, that was my own life and everything. But as we were getting closer and closer to marriage preparation, and he was saying, so can you post a 5 million naira now? I said, eh?
Huh?
Ow! Don't want to steal it. What am I doing? I was like, you need to see yourself.
Wow.
You need to dream big.
Wow.
You need to.
Wow.
You have this talent. What are you doing with your talent? If you're supposed to pay yourself, I remember my husband saying, if you're supposed to pay yourself salary, how much will you be paying yourself? I'm like, 50,000. Jesus. Then we now started having issues because I'm like. It's like, this guy is a big dream. Me, I'm like, I beg. He was like, I'm going to manage you. I'm going to take up your talent. This is what you're going to do. We started buying gadgets for my skits and everything. I'm like, you're doing too much, oh. Yeah, I'll call my daddy. My dad, I don't like then if I don't have money, I'll call my dad. My husband will say, now, if you don't have money now, how many people can you call that can raise 10 million naira for you? I'm like, may we never even see situation that we never see situation that make you to be looking for 10 million naira. How many of your friends now can give you 5 million naira without blinking? All my friends are baby girls, you need to be career driven and everything. So conversations like that, we're already getting it. And if you don't know how to handle conversations like that in courtship, in marriage, it can be very, very overwhelming because you be like, this person is pressuring me too much. But that's what the clay already tells the potter. The pressure is too much until it becomes a very fine pot or ceramic plate and looks beautiful. That's what the gold tells the blacksmith. You're eating me too much, and it becomes this treasure that everybody is now seeing and admiring. So he did most of this. I'm not even those type of people that used to say, let's struggle together. I not struggle. I honestly, but one of the things that give me joy up to now is I remember that when we were about to build our house, and thank God that he had already put that pressure into, you working and saving. I remember that he loaned a particular amount of money from me. Thank God that I even had that type of amount of money that I could loan. They loaned it. Then I think he wanted to start like the foundation or something of the house. And when he had the money, he returned it back with like very tiny interest, like very tiny interest. But he tried and all. And it was later that I was not saying that he mentioned that he used that money for that. So that thing gives me joy that okay, I don't have a 1 million naira into all of this, but I'm happy that the time that you needed me, that very little time that you needed me, I was able to So conversations about doing better, a goal-driven partner. The two of you can not be playing, and the two of you can't even be extremely goal-driven because you will hit yourself against the wall. One person needs to hold another person and work with the other person, and all. So his own goal-driven mindset was the one that helped us. Left to me, we'll probably be staying in the auditorium.
Let me just add this. I remember he said something. I don't know where he said it. I think when he came around, when he came to speak to us some time ago here, and he said, these your skits. That time you say I'm tired, I can't shoot. He said you will shoot.
You will shoot.
You will shoot.
There was a time I was like, do you know that I'm not paying you to be my manager? Because you'll be like, sometimes I'll be like, I'm not feeling like this. We're like, what does your feeling have to do with this? Look at your goal. Look at your
Wow.
Look at the dream. I'm like, me ò ṣe mọ́. But at the end result of it, always come out beautiful.
Wow. Can we just celebrate the Abolaji family?
Please, let's celebrate Pastor. Let's celebrate
Let's
Pastor.
celebrate
He's
him.
watching us, so please let's celebrate him. Thank God for him pushing you. And some of us, sometimes last year we had to go into skit making too. And yeah, let me announce to you in front of everybody. You are coming on set. All right. But because I've been following you for a while, one of the things, there was this first episode we did. My director is also in the house. I celebrate you, sir. So that first episode, I was not supposed to act. He just said, okay, I should just. And we did it. I was like, you can act. I said, hey, okay, let's do it. And after that, we now wanted to start repeating, maintaining, what do we call it now? And that was what started Chronicles of Mommy. And because I've seen you, where that your costume, that green, that green Iran Buba, and that first episode we did, I was wearing Iran Buba green too. You remember? It was like coincidence. And when we now had to start repeating, I was just like, okay, yes, I've seen my sister. Let me just stick to this. And so you are encouraging some of us. We'll celebrate. Let's celebrate her.
Glory to God.
And we celebrate Pastor too. Okay. All right. Now, I don't want to bore us with the preparation for the wedding and all. All right. So when you got married, I think I asked this question, was it last month, that what you ordered versus what you get. Yes, you want a soft life, but Pastor has made you realize that no, we are here to work, and you already know that before you got married. But there are some things that no matter how long your courtship is, no matter how long your friendship is, there's still some things you will still not know about each other until you start living together. All right, so can you share some for us? Are you permitted to share some of those things for us? Pastor is not here, so we'll just be hearing your side.
I think one of the shocking things that happened was the morning after our wedding. You still have your box. Me, I moved my things. I started moving my things because I was staying in Estate 11. So I started moving my things like few weeks before the wedding. And if I still have my things in Estate 11, my parents used to say, "Wako everywhere." But we're just moving this small one because I felt like it's close. If I need anything, I can drive and pick it up and all. And because the house wasn't complete, so I didn't have a wardrobe at that time, and things were just in one room like that and all. I think the morning after our wedding, I found out that my husband used to press toothpaste from down. That was like the least thing on my mind that could ever cause not even fights. Like, I'm like, for real? Toothpaste come out, it did not come out. It was like, you press the toothpaste from the middle. I'm like, we are not supposed to press toothpaste from. the toothpaste come out, the toothpaste did not come out. He come like, you not put it like this. I'm like, how is it supposed to stand? It's like it's supposed to stand
Not
like
this.
okay, you are doing too much. I'm on my way to buy toothpaste in CRM. I'm like, let everybody have their own. Let everybody have their own toothpaste. But right now, I think up to now, we have like, I'm not even sure because I know sometimes it does. It's a very things that you're not even expecting it to be like. Me, I leave my toothbrush in the bedroom. I leave it on the mirror stuff and put my toothpaste there. My husband will go and put his toothbrush like in the part of the wardrobe. I'm like, germs, anything. I'm like, so many things. I know the thing is the least thing. You just look at him. I'm like, is this thing supposed to be a man? And this is supposed to be a woman thing, not a man thing. And the things I expect to be a man thing, like, oh, I don't know, maybe this is a general thing, but I've noticed it with my dad especially. When when the man finishes in the bedroom, you will know that somebody has bathed in his bedroom.
Everywhere.
It's going to be like a flood. And you can see like the water. You can see the water. I'm like, when you finish, that is why it's called a bedroom, right? So you finish there, that means your towel is close to you. Then that means you can clean your body there. Then you can walk on the foot. You have like at least almost 2 footmen that will lead you to bed. So that means by the time you are coming outside, there's a footman that can take the remaining water from your leg. Oh my God, that is what that is what even with my dad especially, every time I'm like when my dad come out of the room, I'm like, daddy is out of the room because especially when you now wear slippers, it will now be dropping water. So I'm like, oh my God, things I would say with my mom that mom, they try go. They gave it to me like this.
You receive your own.
I received my own. I'm like, that's what I do for you. I'm like, you towel your body. And the funny thing about marriage is you start picking up these habits. So me now when I'm rushing and everything, I'm like, I just jump out of the bedroom. I'm like, everybody do it. Or you not run to go and pick up the towel and everything. Like so many things. I was like, when you go out and when you visit somebody, right? When you step into their house, you put your shoes. You put your shoes together, right? And then there was a time I literally cleared the anteroom and I was counting like 10 shoes in the anteroom, like sneakers, palm slippers, and they were like, the point is you remove the shoe, right? Pick it up and enter the room and go and put it on the shelf. Not you.
We'll leave it there.
You not leave it there. Then you now walk inside and you're going to the room. Like
carry your
shoes.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Welcome back, everybody. All right. We've been enjoying ourselves. Because you said you have little time. I know both of you are always busy. As in, okay, you might not be well. The way we see you, we know that you have like a whole lot on your plate that you're doing. I know you're an actress. You do a whole lot of things, and I know that Pastor too is always busy, and that this is not here because he's busy, right? So there was a particular behind the scene you showed us that you were like almost crying. Was it that you were almost crying in that video? Oh, and you said you remember that one? Yes, you were. Was it that you were almost crying or even crying?
Finished crying.
You just
finished crying.
Like you this why did you not just work and everything? All right, that's just by the way. But how do you manage your time? You are a wife, you're a mother, and you are being a mother is a whole lot. And our pastor is ably represented. But today, being a mother and having a whole lot to do, how do you juggle that to being a wife? How do some people always ask them work-life balancing, and somebody said no, there's no balance anywhere. we just do what we can. So how do you manage it? How do you do everything you have to do in
Um,
just 24 hours?
I think is number one, know your priority. What's important? If you're at home, what's your priority at that time? Is it being a wife, being a mother? Sometimes you can be in the house and being a wife can be your priority, and being a mother can be your priority. It just depends on what is your priority at that particular time, what you need, so that you don't get overwhelmed. Because I have noticed that sometimes I'm like, I need to attend to my husband. I need to attend to my baby. I need to do this one. Then I start getting angry if my husband is working. And I'm like, can't you see that I need something there? I can't you see that I'm like, and for a very long time, I would just be keeping quiet. I'm like, so like I need help. Like until that's why I keep saying that you need to open your mouth and talk. Because you'll be thinking that I think that you should know that you should help me. They don't know. They don't look like. No, you did not tell me now. You did not tell me. It can be as little as you did not tell. I'm like, God, I beg you. But you know where I'm coming from. I saw that my dad didn't have to be told to do something. Then I now remember that it took them almost 30 years for them to get to this level. So if you're comparing yourself to somebody that is already married 20 years and say, or another person's husband and say, but Kini can use to buy the wife flowers. Do you know what the wife have done before they started buying her flowers? Do you know the fights they've had and everything? No. So it's priority at that time. If my baby when my baby was still younger, I'm like, what is the priority right now? Of course, priority is attending to a toddler, and that's why they say marry a very kind person and marry somebody that is very caring. Because if it doesn't love Christ, it can't love you. That's just it's because they said.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
So, because there are some things that you have to like talk about and say, I need help. I started talking about how much I need help of recent. I'm talking about 3 4 months. Let me say 3 months ago, because one of my um big aunties, that's SDJ. She was like, Moro, receive help. You can't do everything all by yourself. So I used to feel like, no, 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 no. I got it. I'll fix it. I'll do it. I'll cook. I'll hold the baby. I'll do everything. Because if you got it, you can't get it, honestly. And there's
True.
a thing about men, they like when you ask them for help, because it makes them feel like, oh, you need me, so let me show up for you. I know sometimes they show up in their own accord. Like when you say, babe, let me to do something, they say, okay. They have not stood up me. Do you get? They're
Yes,
like, I
so
will do it, but like no, and I'm like,
about
now, like you need to do it, you need to do it and everything. You need patience in marriage, okay? It is 2 years, whoa. You need patience, because
Rachel.
if not, you just get overwhelmed, you overthink, you just start stressing yourself and everything. So I come in the house, my baby can be crying, I'm cooking right now. If we not cook, if we leave the food, all of us will be hungry together. So what my husband does is, if you can carry the baby and walk, fine. If not, you can want Coco Melon, Miss Rachel, Punda, anything that can distract him at that moment, fine. If his husband that is priority, maybe he has not been around and is around, if you like be crying, you'll be fine. I have to I have to, talk with my husband or gist with my husband and everything. And sometimes the two of them are not my priority. I need to work. I've collected money from brand. Will I say, oh, my baby was crying, my husband did not know. Kilo con. Especially when I tell my husband, they've paid me money for this video, this video. If you carry my baby and step out of the house, and in that 3 to 5 minutes, I can record like my videos very well. And when I'm done, I'll say, come back. Because there's no way the baby will be inside. They just want mommy. Even though daddy's there, I'm like, stay with daddy, he's a good man. But they just want mommy. Even though he's not, he doesn't need me. He just wants to be breathing the same air I'm breathing.
No,
Like,
boy, that's something for mommy.
oh, I think
Yes.
it's all babies. I've seen where girls can be very, very clingy too. And so at that time too, if it's my husband that is priority, let's face husband. If baby is crying, baby is sick, at that time we know that leave romance in one place. Let's face the baby. And if it's work, the two both of you get out of the house. I need to shoot a video when I am done. And he will carry Jubilee out of the house. If he's the one having a meeting too, if he's the one that wants to record his own video too, we step into the room, we close the door. So he's knowing which one. But if you're not going to say, I don't want all this, You can't carry it all, sha, Lord, but you need to pray for strength. You need to pray for strength because sometimes everything might be going on well, but you're just overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I know. So it start making you feel irrational. You start talking. You start. I don't want to use nagging or like expressing yourself in not a nice manner, and that is. It still boils down to when you don't communicate with your partner or when you don't listen to your partner. Your partner can be communicating, saying how they feel. This is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. And you say, okay, 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 okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It gets to a point they don't shut down. They don't say anything anymore. They now start saying, this is not who you used to be. You too. You did something to trigger who I'm not used to be. Something is wrong somewhere. So if you press it down to me talking and you listening, my mentor used to say, Pastor Mildred Okoko used to say, do your own part. You just do your own. As a wife, do your own. As a mother, do your own part and everything. And she would say in your anger, do right. It can be very, very annoying because I'm angry. I'm like, at the same time, you still have to do the right thing. But so that you don't push your partner to a shutdown mode. So I saw one quote that I can be a mother, I can be a wife, but I will not be a lover anymore. So, and that part of being a lover is very, very important for a woman. Because if your wife is a wife, she will just be looking at you. Anything you want me to do, she will say, yes, sir. Stand up, yes, sir. Sit down, yes, sir. If you want her to be a mother, she can be a mother. She will attend to the child with all joy. But you see that part of a lover, the things that she will joyfully do without you mentioning, like, giving you extra meat, she would not be saying, you didn't ask me. So I'm just, you get. So that part of her being a lover is already out of the situation, I know. And that's when you push your partner to that particular word. And that is, it still boils down to communication. Yeah. You can be a prayerful partner. The two of you can be tongue speaking. But if you do not talk about the little things, sometimes I'll tell my husband, hug me. What is it? Is it fire that you carry that is that much? Or what is that? I'm like, hug me. Do like this. I'm tired of smelling. Me too have no bath. Hug me. Do you get annoyed? It might be as little as carry me or your leg and everything. They will first want to do shakara and everything, but it's like, carry me. Now, so if you are doing like this, do you think I'll marry you like this? So it might be as little as, just reminding them of that little things. Because sometimes life can happen and you might just lose that lover's face, but it's still communication that can, bring, or let me say, keep that love. So back to your question, is priority. At that moment, if we're in church, being a wife is not priority. Being a mother can be second. Somebody can help you with the baby. At that moment, you know that being a pastor's wife is priority. So you cannot go and be saying, sweetheart, babe, honey, carry me, kiss me. No, you already know that at this point, ministry is priority. You attend to church members. When we leave there again, any other place that we are, when I'm outside, it's Pastor Diola. When we get to our house, babe, when I'm angry, Daddy Jubilee. So it is.
You can easily know when you're angry.
So that you know that I'm not here for love and everything. Let's get to business. Praise God.
Hallelujah. Well, can you please celebrate that for us? Oh my. Wow. God bless you, man. Let me just say this. I know a bit of Pastor Diola. Pastor Diola is a workaholic.
Yes.
He's we relate, so I know him. He's a workaholic. I've known him when he was still single. So thank God for your life. And I just wanted to pick something from what he said. She said, even when you are angry, still do what is right. Very important. I am angry. I shut the door. We were asked the question in a meeting. We went to minister somewhere 2 days ago. And one of the questions a married man asked us, he said he wanted to know whether he has done something wrong. He said 1 hour to his ministration, the wife asked the husband, I would love to go to Jerusalem.
That's where Rema is.
That's where Rema is. Thank you.
That's where Rema is. Lagabasha.
9 people in the house. Did you pick that?
Did you pick Rema tonight?
Kenneth.
Odogu, did you pick that Rema? Okay.
Even your son Kenneth is shaking his head.
Shaking. Because by this time next month, next week, he's already in the mood. He said he told his wife, I want to go and minister. In 1 hour's time, I will be ministering. I can't go to Jerusalem. And the wife allowed him to finish his ministration. For the next 1 week, the woman she shut down.
She shut the door.
She shut the door.
So she went for administration.
She to went for administration. So the man asked us, is it right? As in what he did to his wife. We said it is wrong.
It is wrong.
It is wrong. Even when you are not feeling, I'm just saying, when you are not feeling, you feel like you're asking for this thing at this time. But that's what your partner wants.
But communication is very, very important, like we said. So there are times that one person wants to ascend into the heavens. And the other person is like, I'm fasting. So if it's something that you can keep to yourself and respect that, sacred moment of your partner, fine. If it's not, maybe you feel like it's not a serious thing and everything. I remember one pastor sharing that for like 10 years of their marriage, that they do not have sex every Saturday because he has to preach in church every Sunday. So you're telling me that every Sunday you preach in your church every Sunday. So you don't have an assistant, you don't have somebody that can assist. And I think maybe it's just the mentality of the older ones that feel like sex will not make them. I remember one pastor. Yes, one pastor said that he remembers that he wanted to preach then. He was finding it difficult to pray and everything and God told him that what the peace you need right now is from your wife. Like, go to the bosom of your wife, and the relief physically, emotionally, spiritually, and everything that a man feels and everything. And he just picked up his journal
and the revelation
and he just started, and Sunday was, and the funny he was like, the man said, I was blessed, my wife was blessed, everybody was blessed. But you don't want to be preaching when a part of your wife is just sitting there looking like, the funny thing about ministers is it's your wife that knows you. Is there every other person, they are just seeing the suit and everything. It's only your wife that knows that if you are preaching and your wife is looking at you like she's saying something like, yes, pastor. Yes. You will know that wife is happy. Do you get that? Yes. But when the man is preaching and the wife is just like, because it's me that know you. Do you get? If you like speaking, it does not in your time and everything. But the family is the first ministry, and your family needs to be blessed. Your family needs to be settled. You don't want to go and preach and your wife is not, her mind is not at peace with you and everything. That's one thing that I learned with my dad. Every time, and I don't know how we can escape this Sunday fight. I don't think God just give us the grace, because even if the woman wakes up 4 a.m., something will just happen that will make you enter the car by 7:05. So, and no matter how you explain it, me, I was not playing. I'm also trying to, hurry and everything and all. So, no matter how you preach and everything, your wife has to, a part of her just has to be like at peace with you. I learned that thing with my dad, and sometimes when he's rushing and everything, and it has led to, when the woman is not quiet in the car or through to the church, and Kashama, my daddy will be like, before he go and minister, I don't know if we are fine, but I pray that we are fine in Jesus' name. My daddy, when we get down from the car, immediately before we get down from the car, all of us, my daddy will say, it is well with all of us in Jesus' name. May God give us peace in our hearts so that we will be blessed this service in Jesus' name. I forgive you, you forgive me. If you like, forgive me, I'm forgiving you. It gets down. Because he does not want anything to hinder his own ministry. He himself wants to be blessed. It's not a presentation, it's a ministration. So you want to be blessed yourself and to look at, when you're standing on the altar, you want to look at your wife, you want to look at your children and say that, okay, if nobody say amen, the people that brought to church, they will say amen. They will say amen. And those are the people that can give you feedback. But ignoring your wife's sexual need because of ministration, who wants to be blessed? Do you get? Why is your wife not blessed and you think that means you want to go and impress people? Yeah. Do you get? So your wife is if only men knew the role that a woman has in their life, apart from, just your sexual needs and just being a wife around the house. The spiritual covering that your wife can give you in the place of prayer can go a long way than when 100 men of God join hands together and pray for you. I remember one time that my husband wanted to get a visa to a country. They were traveling to, I think, Jerusalem or something like that. Real Jerusalem. So they wanted to get like the visa. And it was so sure because it was always also helping other people. And the woman was, I don't know how he got to his own turn. I don't know whatever happened. And his own was delayed. It was like, me that maybe other people. Is it now me that we know now? The woman just, I don't know whatever transpired between both of them. But she just said, I know you somewhere. You look familiar on social media. It was like, me, I'm a low-key person. Nobody knows me, but maybe my wife. Yeah, maybe you probably know my wife. And the woman was like, he was not going to grant him the visa to travel to Jerusalem with that Jew and other people. And the woman was just going, it's my wife. I'm Muramulu, ticket husband. The man was like, you. I knew he went for the visa stuff very looking,
No,
looking
Pastor,
very
Pastor
casual.
John is a
So
casual
can
man.
just go in short
He's a
scrubs.
casual man.
He doesn't. You will not know how much of a person he is because of how simple he can look. The person, the woman that you cannot be Moromolu. Do you know Moromolu at get? You cannot be a husband. My husband said he had to now start defending himself. This is us. See our picture. See our kidney con. The woman was like, you can as well take picture with anybody. My husband said, he now video called me. I was even inside Keke. I remember that day. He was like, I beg, just wave to this person. I beg you. Then I called. The woman said, hello, blessed assurance. I said, Jesus is our is it your husband? It's my husband. That's they just approved his visa and everything. So, the thing is, it was like all along, we've been in the house without looking, babe. Really, you can be a celebrity outside and everything, but you never know the weight of how much your partner can be of help to you on certain days and all. So from that moment, we just be like, the name of my wife opened up for me. And he was talking about, of recent, he was talking about familiarity. Sometimes we might get too familiar with our husbands and just feel like, that's why the Bible calls them priests too. If you attend to your husband as an husband, you will not get the blessing of a priest. Until you attend to your husband as a priest and a king. That's when you get the reward of a priest and a king. I know, let me share a short story, and I hope that I can round up from here. A woman had an issue in her marriage, and she was wondering why certain things was not working. She has gone to pastors, giving them money, so into their ministry and all. Anywhere she see any papa, she will give them gifts. They will lay hands on her. These were not just working. So they said, have you attended to your first priest? And he was like, first priest? Your husband, my husband. The way that's like, sometimes single people in church, they will say, Kayode is a very good guy for you. I say, Kayode go le ba mi sọ̀rọ̀.
You, some of you that used to do that, I know
just
you.
get too familiar and everything. Is it not your friend you marry? Èmi àti Kayode àti ṣọ̀rẹ́ ju Kayode. You get, so that's how you can get too familiar. And the woman said, after service, she quickly went home before her husband left the church and brought out her finest plate, prepared the best. Because sometimes when you want to cook for your husband, you say, clever Jen. And I say rice, and you just cook rice and everything. So she prepared the best dish. Like she garnished whatever she needs to garnish, use the best plates, use the best tray. The way when a priest is coming to your house, how you prepare for it. And she set the table. Then her husband came in and she was like, are we expecting another Daddy Jew or, any of the top ministers and all? She was like, no, I'm expecting my priest. Like, somebody that will come and eat and pray for me today. I was like, really? Let me go and shower. Who is your priest? Maybe it's daddy, one big daddy that is coming. And I was like, go and shower, go and everything. And when the man came out, in a shirt and everything, it was like, your priest never come. The man said, you're my priest. So the man said, you see me as your priest. I'm just a deacon in church, and everything, and all. But the man ate the food, and the man prayed for her from the bottom of is hard because when you treat the priest in that way, of course, you will get the blessing of a priest. And she saw him as a priest at that time, and she got the blessing. And every problem that they had in their marriage, got solved. And I remember me applying that to my own personal life. There was a time my husband was on the altar in church, and I didn't even know about the plan. He gave everybody in church 5,000 naira that day. In church. If you had told me, with the way I am money driven now, I'm gold driven. Before, I'm just like Isha Tijeun. But now, the way I'm, gold driven and everything because of my husband, he gave everybody in church 5,000 naira from his personal pocket. He had that very urge, to bless people in church. And I felt like, the heaven was open for you to do this. You literally almost emptied your account to do this. And we're not talking about 50 people in church. We are looking at 200 to 300 people or so. We had like that, like, this kind of space. People were full and everything. And he gave money to church. Right there, I sent money to his account. And I said, I am connecting to this um, anointing that is flowing from right there before we left the church. So when we got home, I'm like, I sent you money. This money is not small money. You left I felt it from my account. You can give money. My husband can close eyes and give people money. Me, I cannot close eyes and give people money. How much am I earning that will not be closing eyes and everything? Then I said, I gave you money. And it was like, me, I was expecting him to like lay hands on me and say, "Rakapapapa," and tear body and pray and everything. And he just said, God bless you, God will replenish you. He just prayed. I was driving, simple prayer. And for the type of seed that I sow into your life, this is the little prayer that you give me. Ladies and gentlemen, that particular money that I sold into this man's life was my tithe the next Sunday.
Wow.
Tithe.
Wow.
The next Sunday.
Wow.
So for you to know that sometimes, don't just overlook the place of your husband as, this is my husband, babe, babe. There's a place of a priest and there's a place of a king and there's a place of a lover. So it depends on whichever one. But in every way, when you are being a lover, get a lover. But don't forget that. Don't overlook the place of a king and don't overlook the place of a priest in your marriage. Praise God.
Wow.
Hallelujah.
Can you just
Wow.
I think
So before we release you to go, this question, I would just, like I said, we just take one question from here, and I believe this question is important to this person that sent it. All right. So, this person says that is it advisable for couples to bear the same stage name or company name? Maybe have the same company, putting
Yes, it's
money into the
possible.
same company. I know one that is not looking like the wife is feeling okay. The wife is feeling limited to do her things. I know I've had this kind of situation before that they run the same company, so the money goes to the company. The wife or the husband, they don't have a separate account aside the. Yes, I've had that. I've had that before. So maybe I'm not saying it's the person that sent in this question, but it's related. So, and he said that the wife is feeling limited to do her thing. What would you advise?
Ah, it still boils down to marrying somebody that will let you fly. I've been to places that my husband will just sit down and say, "That's my wife, that's my wife, that's my wife, that's my wife, that's my wife," and everything. When me, I would just sit down. I remember when I met the Winlows, I just met them like, "Hi," and I went to sit down. My husband went to meet the husband and wife. That is my wife. She's also a content creator. She's a skit maker. Open your Instagram. Look at her page. She has over 200 followers. Follow her now. Like, I'm like, they pay you. Did they pay you for this and everything? So you have to marry somebody that will let you fly in the first place. I beg you. Somebody that is not intimidated by your success. I beg you. You got to a point, my husband was like, "Maybe I want to shop your money. You make money, let me shop your money too," and everything. So you need to marry somebody that will let you fly. And you will see those signs from your courtship. Do you get? But coming to the financial part, I'm not a financial guru, but I have my own personal. I don't. Me and my husband, as at now today, we do not have any joint account. It's like you do your thing, I do my thing. If we need to work on a project, we do it 70-30, sometimes 80-20. Is before. that used to be 90-10, but now it's bad. See, my husband can do 50-50 with me on some projects. Because my mom is saying, my wife has money. My wife, I'm like, I know I have money. Oh. And everything. But at least, please, if we have a project, we know how to get the cuts and everything and all. And it's because of the way they used to say it, have your own personal account. And if joint account works for you, depend on how your partner can spend money. My husband can just dash people money and everything. Me too, I can be a very cheerful giver. In fact, I used to like extremely, I just see people and pity people and everything else. But my husband was like, you're not sowing seed, you're just throwing away money. There's difference between sowing seed and just giving money because of giving money sake and everything. So if you have your personal account, please, for unforeseen circumstances, at least that one will help you know that okay, I have a little amount of money and all. Then joint accounts is fine. But this still boils down to communication. If you don't talk and agree with your partner that this is what we should do, this is what some people don't have personal account, they have joint account and they are living happily ever happy. You had this to say it's forever happily married and everything and all. And yes, some still have personal accounts and they give their salary to their husband or give the salary to their wife and everything. Anything that rocks your boat, the financial part, anything that rocks your boat, please do it. Because there's no 10 ways to having a successful marriage, 20 ways to having the best home. Your manual cannot work for me. Do you get? In your house, your wife can be kneeling down for you and be saying, Eka Erosa, our own might be high five. Do you get? Our own
might be. We don't even
our own
remember
might
to
just
meet each other.
she don't go learning. Do you get? I just, sometimes my back can be sitting down and like, and I say, sorry. Yeah, I don't know, you get, because when you not go, you they slap your pastor and I'm like, you're not pastor today, you're my husband in the house. No, but anything that rocks your boat, anything that literally rocks your boat, but it still boils down to communication. If the woman is feeling limited, she should talk to her husband and pray about it. Pray about my mom would tell when I was about to get married, my mom would say, pray about anything and everything. I've said this story 1,000,001 time. I remember when we had one chicken fight like that. I was so right. I was very right. It was on a Wednesday, I remember. I used to fast and pray on Wednesday then. And I just said, this Wednesday I'll pray and fast. Father, this issue, I must win it. Because my husband is a very logical person. I'm an emotional person. Emotionally, if I say I feel odd, you should say sorry, whether you are right or wrong, Abby. My husband is like, logically, if you do not say this, and say this, if you look at it from another point of view and perspective of the logical of the perspective, and in the long run, you'll be right. But I'm like, boy, he pay me. Say sorry. Just say sorry and let's move on. It was like, because if you say sorry, you will not understand that the perspective of the logical. Okay, you go marry yourself the way you're doing like this. But I prayed about it because I know the type of person it can be. Yeah. And I remember that prayer that my mom used to teach me how to pray, that God should take away his peace until he apologizes. I'm telling you, because that particular issue at that time, it hurts me because I knew that I was right in every sense. As a woman, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, everything. He paid me. The matter paid me. But you know, there are some matters as a woman, you cannot let it slide. Yeah. You cannot just let it slide. But you cannot talk to. It's prayer that we shall do it. Then he came to my place where I was on camp in Estate 11 around 10 p.m. each. It was like, Oga said the sorry. It's been on my mind. I just, feel. You go say sorry. I mean, go say sorry. Say I really want to apologize. I've not been settled. I just, that's it. You see that setting, that peace, you will not have it. And it came with a peace offering. I remember then when we have fights, you come with a peace offering and everything. It came with a ring light. That was my first ring light for my shoot and everything. I'm like, finally. But prayer, anything and everything. Sometimes it can be as little as, and it's not everything. My mom will say, legbo or koeleno, do you get? There are sometimes that you can be very right in marriage as a woman, but you have to keep quiet. I'll be like, God, please give us direction. Or God, please purge his heart. Or God, please. Mama wanna say, it's true. The thing now. He went. He went. He went. Do you get? But if you are so keen on taking the glory sometimes of I said it, you will just be giving yourself an issue because sometimes women are always right. But that's conversation for another day.
Thank you
Please,
so much.
please celebrate with us. Wow, 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 wow. Next week we attend to other questions. I want to believe tonight you know she has just echo what we'll be teaching those that have been falling in love and marriage. Like the show of prayer, pray about everything. You don't need to argue. Thank you so much, Ma. We celebrate God in your life. And I think she has been so practical with you tonight. And that is what love and marriage is meant for. We tell them we are not here just to teach. This is the way it's happening. And one of the reasons why we're having the question is we've been teaching. We'll teach you every week like that. Please, let's bring people that, okay, what we are teaching you. And we believe they are practicing it. Let them come and speak to you. So like, there's a place of theory and practical. So that we are, okay, what they've been teaching is not only us that just you are hear from other people, that this is what I'm doing that is working for me. These are my errors. These are the mistakes I've made. And this is where I'm getting it right. And I'm getting better on this. And we're just being practical. And I believe our brethren are blessed tonight. I want to say thank you to you, Ma. Thank you to Pastor Adiola. And like you said, I know Pastor can be logical. Pastor can be nice. There's all the I know you. So thank God for your life. And our brother, our singer and drummer is in the house.
Yeah,
We celebrate grace.
And we, myself and my husband, that day I saw the video, I had to show it to my husband. I said, how can somebody be singing, playing drums, and be dancing together?
that's our Pastor Jubilee.
Yeah.
We celebrate grace in your life. And you're supposed to dance with your husband. That's why I said you're going to have return because our DJ is ready. But you can just you dance with. He will dance alone. So thank you very much. We have something small. Can you just celebrate that for us? From Love and Marriage. Okay. So we have this for the family. Okay. Where's the bag? Okay. If you want to send this woman to dig it, she has to go. But if you are here with your husband, if you are here with your wife, please, you need to dig it with your wife and husband tonight. Like we said, next week Sunday, by God's grace, we answer some of these questions. See you next week Sunday by 6:30. We answer some of the questions some of us asked tonight. I want to celebrate the Ajayi's family, Pastor Dari Ajayi and the wife. God bless you. What a wonderful time we had with you tonight. And everybody in the house, we celebrate everyone.